Lots of questions tonight about a security guard who was shot outside the mansion of the rapper, I should say, Drake in Toronto.
Now, many people,
although he cleaned it up, you heard him very much so correctly. He called the rapper a graper. Since there are certain bloggers that has been paid in bulk, I feel that there is a need for the truth tellers to speak up and talk about the allegations that's surrounding Drake at this moment. And what better source than me, Ting? Make sure you subscribe, like, and share this content to whomever may be interested in the Drake news. Talk about the person that's behind Drake and possibly Diddy's money as well. Follow the money.
Music executives own private prisons. Ice Cube was actually right. I have not seen anybody that ever dug through the financials on any of this stuff, and it's all publicly available info. So I took it upon myself, and I wanted to share what I found. Welcome to Autistic Conspiracy Theories, like 5 or 6. And of course, starting with my favorite, Mr. Grange, straight out of the Diddler lawsuit. So first off, I actually found out that Lucian Grange, he is Sir Lucian Grange. He got knighted by the Queen of England herself, who also have all these weird scandals. So, I mean, there's a lot of crossing over here. And you guys are really going to have to bear with me because these people are good at hiding what they do. This is the SEC website. It's called Edgar, where you can search up any public financials. And it's mostly hidden behind trusts, investment companies, but it's really easy to find cross ownership. So bear with me for a second. We'll go through this. It'll make a ton of sense here. So to start, some of the biggest owners of Universal are BlackRock, Vanguard, iShares. Everybody knows that, and that makes things kind of tricky because it puts a lot of anonymity out there. They're big, index funds, investment firms. They do a lot of stuff, but then flip it backwards and you look at who owns BlackRock, and it's the same people at Universal. So and many other labels. I mean, this took me hours. I just went through 3 people at Universal. So it's a big cross ownership pool. They own each other, and they hold a lot of power because of it. Ice Cube was saying, they control a narrative, put people in prison, they make a ton of money. So BlackRock, Vanguard. Hang on, I got to go to page 2. And then iShares right here. So just remember those 3. I'm going to go cross through and verify everything else so you guys can just see it with your own eyes. But BlackRock, Vanguard, iShares own about 90% of the private prisons in America. Our main focus today is going to be Core Civic. They own all of these prisons. All of them. There's only a few states they don't own multiple prisons to start, and they make about $90 a day off each inmate, and each prison has about a 90% occupancy rate. That's not ethical at all to start. I mean, this doesn't take a genius to see what's going on, but let's keep digging through financial. Our next favorite is the CEO of the publishing group for Universal, Mrs. Jody Gerson. That lady, look at her. She creeps me out. Look at them eyes. Yeah. iShares. BlackRock. Now to go back through and show who actually owns these prisons, because we have to do cross ownership to actually figure out what's going on. BlackRock, Vanguard, iShares is right there as a mutual fund holder. Let me move out of the way. And then Vanguard again, and then iShares again. It's almost like these seem connected. This is it's so weird how they all seem like they own each other. And as a bonus, I want to disclaim first, I could not verify any of this info online, but if we look at Medium right here, they claim that Michael Jordan, Shaquille O'Neal, LeBron James, and Jay-Z allegedly all have about $1 million at the minimum worth of investments in these prisons as well. And it's interesting. Ice Cube was talking about this a lot. I mean, so was Tupac before he died. But Cube made it really clear. These people own the prisons, they profit off of it, and they really control what they put out. Ice Cube has said multiple times he can't rap about something positive when he was signed. They wouldn't put it out. It had to be crime-related. Going further, you look at someone like XXX. I mean, dude died the second he switched to any sort of positive influence in his music. And this all actually kind of ties in with Gateway. Not all of this, but X does. Gateway, you can find it through the CIA website. That's more common knowledge every day. X found it the way I did, which was researching human origins. Right before he died, he's telling everyone, research the golden scarab. Research the golden scarab. In Egypt, the golden scarab, really, really highly worshipped, pushes dung around, lays eggs in it, and it creates life from shit. That's the whole thing. But you follow that back further to Sumeria, and it represents a god called Utu and a goddess called Inanna, who pushed the sun and the moon. Those two are responsible in Sumerian mythology for the Star of Life, all that stuff I went over in my last video, which also directly ties into the frequencies that work with Gateway, that directly go against the agenda of things like this. It's a bit of a pull. I just thought it was interesting and I wanted to mention it, but it's almost like if you don't do things with the agenda of putting minorities in prison, you can't have a career or you get unalived. I mean, how many musicians or artists in general have had their careers ruined by speaking out, or they find, terabytes of content on their computer? How do you have even a terabyte of photos of anything? I have like 40 games on my Xbox. That's not even a terabyte. I mean, it's so in front of our faces. Nobody researches this. Nobody looks. And it's the most obvious, it just blows my mind. It blows my mind. They put it right in front of our faces, as they always do. And people don't care. People don't see it. And that's why the world is the way it is today. It's full of corruption. So as always, I advocate people to do their research. Shoot me a conspiracy if you want me to go over it, and you want sources, leave me a comment, and I will leave you everything you need to independently research all of this on your own.
And why I decided to play that video is because I accidentally stumbled upon this video about Lucian. And in my deep dive, I found out that Lucian also has ties to Diddy. In my research, he was also named in the Little Rod lawsuit. Lucian has been accused of abetting the rapper P. Diddy's measurable misconduct in a lawsuit filed by lawyer Tyrone Blackburn, representing one of Diddy's accuser, his former producer, Rodney Little Rod Jones. So there's the connection between Drake and Diddy. They're literally dealing with the same guy in the same record label, which is Universal Music Group. You have to talk about Tyrone Blackburn at some point, because I've heard some rumors about this attorney and it's not good. But just know that this lawsuit, whether it's frivolous or not, caused Diddy to have the biggest downfall in history.
And I just realized a long time ago, not long enough, I wish it was earlier, but a while ago, that I'm not going to make everybody love me. And people are going to also, I'm like a character. I'm not like I don't feel often when I meet people, I have to humanize myself.
Mm-hmm. Shell companies. So these shell corporations came about due to the fact of the shooting that took place outside of Drake's mansion. Had you been paying attention to the guy that I posted before, I believe his name is Nathan from TikTok, he was explaining how majority of these execs are having stocks into the prison system. He also mentioned shell corporations. So this Silence Policy LLC popped up with Drake's name all over it. And people are trying to break down the correlation between that and the shooting that took place outside of his home. But with the fact that Tisa Tell broke a story about Drake actually hiring gang members to protect him. I have a newscaster that actually tried to call the company that was alleged to be there or a part of this shooting that took place outside of his home. They tried to go and fact check to make for sure that this security company was in fact involved, because this security company was also owned by Drake. They thought that it would be easy to catch them on the phone, verify the sources, and move on with the story. Do y'all remember the story broke out about Diddy feeding some news sources some false information about what happened outside of his studio the night that his son's friend went missing, T? And that Diddy and Drake has the same ties to the same industry. of people or group of people, I absolutely believe there's a way for them to leak information to blogs, because we also found out that TMZ may have been fed false stories from Drake's team in efforts to make it seem as though Drake was winning the beef between he and Kendrick Lamar. So we know he has that power. So a journalist by the name of Daniel Boguslaw, I don't want to mess up his name, he posted a screenshot of this policy, and there listed was Aubrey Graham's name. However, according to the screenshot, the company was incorporated in 2021, dissolved in 2023, and the mailing address went back to an address in West Los Angeles. And Drake's name definitely showed up and was listed as the company's manager. So this doesn't show that Drake is doing anything fraudulent. It's just very odd to certain lawyers who were reporting on this. And one lawyer actually honed in and said, I would simply have advised my client not to list himself as the sole officer of a Delaware registered LLC called Silence Policy LLC. But I'm built different. And that's a lawyer saying this on Twitter. Commenters believe that a vast majority of celebrities have LLCs, and that it's very legal and it's for tax purposes and confidentiality. You tell me in the comments, what do you think? First glance, it does appear to be a baby in a stroller, only for us to now learn that this is Christopher Alvarez, a disabled reporter who was seen in a lobby with Drake. And as you see, it was 3 o'clock in the morning, January 22nd, 2023. The rumors and speculations is this: that something happened on the night of this lobby, of this picture being taken of Drake in this lobby, and that whatever happened between he and Christopher, it was filmed. Know that Drake has denied the allegations that he has a mole in his camp, only for it to turn out that he is actually trying to sue that said mole for some trash that the mole had retrieved. There is someone by the name of Ebony that's dropping these pictures and information about Drake on a Twitter account. Allegedly, Drake is wanting to sue the unknown person because he feels as though this person has stole from him, which in return made this person very upset and told him that he needed to respond. He and academics needed to respond by tomorrow at 12 p.m. by apologizing and acknowledging the fact that he did not steal these items. I've been observing this Twitter account for a few days now, and I feel as though this is, in fact, a disgruntled employee, only because when he posted this picture, he stated that this was the night that he and others got fired. Black men got fired for some things that may not have even involved them. It's also claimed that Drake may be standing in the way of him making money. Check out the rest of these tweets that was posted less than 19 hours ago, and I'll be back with the rest of my commentary.
DJ Fury.
Find very interesting is now that the music execs has stepped in and ended the beef between Kendrick Lamar and Drake. I just got one question. Why? Why now? Why now all of a sudden, now that it's costing you guys money You guys want to stop this. I feel like Kendrick Lamar was getting ready to open Pandora's box and nobody wanted that to be explored, because not only would Drake be taken down, but people that's backing him would also be taken down. I can anticipate a bombshell of information to come out about Drake in the months to come, specific to the escort business, allegedly, the shell companies. There is this such thing called discovery, so if he does decide to sue, we will learn at some point what happened, unless they keep everything under wraps. I forget what channel I was watching when they posed the question, why is it that Drake want to sue over trash, but not want to sue over the allegations that's out there about him being a PDF file? Though Megan James and DJ Academics is taking up for Drake in the public, I find it very interesting that he hasn't said publicly, not one time, not a time that I can remember. Maybe y'all can tell me in my comments, but he hasn't come out to denounce any of these allegations against him. So why should you? I'm not sure if people know how to read the room or not, but there's always warning before destruction, such as this man that went on a podcast in 2019 and predicted that this would happen 5 years ago.
I do want to say this. I want to be on the record. Drake's going to be, he's on that R. Kelly tip.
You think so?
Drizzy Drake likes him young.
What?
This information about Drake has been out for literally years. We'll go over the blind items in the next video, as well as any other updates that may happen in between now and then. Make sure you like, share, and comment below your thoughts and opinions. Make sure you're respectful. If you are not, you will be blocked. See you in the comments.
Warning.